All right. Let's go live on YouTube. All right. Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me out there. Andrew, let me know if you can hear me. My faithful listener. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's day one, so we wanted to jump on the YouTubes and talk about the the Kickstarter. Started 12 hours ago, almost exactly 12 hours ago, and we're off to a rip-roaring start, so we appreciate everybody here. You can see me live doing what comic creators really live to do, which is refresh their Kickstarter over and over again. Hey, Ignacio, how you doing? All right, we got number one, Part-Time Comics YouTube fan, Andrew Sanford, in the chat. Number one werewolf fanatic, Ignacio, in the chat as well. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. We're here for another Kickstarter, the 27th Kickstarter I've done in the last 2 years, as some of my closest friends like to remind me of. I'm always on the Kickstarter. But you know what? It's the best way to get the books out there. But I'm not alone today. We have our amazing, the other half of Drumsticks of Doom. If I can get him, add him to the screen. And he's apparently in the middle of the woods. That's what he saw the rest of the book, so he's escaped to the wilderness. He's about to announce to us that he's hitting the road. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
I'm using actual wolves for reference for this book.
Nice.
Looking for wolves. I'm a wolf hunter now.
He's out there sweating. So if you buy an original page, we do have original pages in here. Maybe Dan's sweating on a page right now. Who knows?
Guarantee. No. I am inking one of our pages right now.
Oh, nice.
And I didn't plan. I didn't know you were doing this. And I'm sitting here like, oh, John's going live.
I also didn't know I was doing this, so never feel bad. I am, a man of little planning, so I kind of was just like, I should do something for day one. And I was like, one of my buddies in a chat group who's going to be joining us. For those, we do have another guest here joining us who has another live Kickstarter. We'll get to her in a second.
Oh, right on.
But yeah, I just I decided, you know what? It's been an exciting start. Let's talk about it.
It's been great. I think, is this the strongest start we've had of the four?
I'd have to look at the little Kickstarter graphic where they show you, how the chart where it goes up. I feel like issue 1 was pretty hot out to start. People were pretty excited. But this one's, pretty good. In 12 hours, with only 62 backers. Usually we hover around 200, so I'm confident we'll get even more people. It's just been very, very nice. You never know when you hit that launch button how people are going to feel.
Yeah.
And it's just always feels good that people are excited to come back. I mean, we have people, Dan. I haven't even gone over this with Dan yet. It just started this morning. That even though they've already backed all the issues, now they're going back and getting all the issues again. And I messaged one of them. And I'm like, hey, you already have a set of the books. Like, oh yeah, no, I want to give them to my friends, or oh, I want an extra set because I really love the book. And it's like, wow, that makes you feel good.
That's amazing. Honestly, thanks to those people, seriously, because I know, they're making an extra choice on top of supporting. They're like quadruple supporting.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, we really appreciate it, especially we know these days, it's not the easiest time in the economy and everything. So we appreciate everybody. If you're getting your entertainment from us, that means a lot. And this, I was hopeful, with this kind of being us kind of wrapping up the first part of the story here, that, people would get excited. A lot of people who hadn't got into the book yet are jumping into the catch-up tiers and all that. Tiers are selling out. We had a tier that...
Wait, we're selling ketchup?
We're selling ketchup or catsup. We don't want to discriminate, whichever you prefer.
Okay. Yeah.
We had a tier that was basically everything that's been in the crossover book we did with, our print we did with Heirs of a Seal Doer, that Michael Watson drew, the pick, the keychains, all the stuff. And that went real quick. Somebody was just like, yes, here's all my money. I want everything you have from Drumsticks of Doom, all the covers. So again, an awesome feeling. So
that's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, man, this is a great book. I love this book. I love that 4 issues in, it's not, like some people think like issue ones are the only ones, that people really back, and then you got to slog through it on anything beyond that. This is not showing signs of slowing down at all. And I think that it's a testament to the book, and I'm really, and to the fans. Like, honestly, like, we wouldn't have this without the people who are reading it. So that's amazing. But I do feel like, each time we're doing this, it's like, I don't know, I'm excited for people to read it. I want people to see the best thing possible. I sometimes spend way more time on one panel than, makes any sense. But I'm like, I just really love this stuff. Like, I just drew this werewolf, or this wolf and this demon. Can I show it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let me zoom in first.
Yeah, get in there. Is it there? Okay. That panel, I've been sitting out here for a couple hours just like inking this, and I really just kind of lost track of time and reality. Just because it was so fun to draw this. This is really great stuff. I love this. And it's not even like, there's other things that happen on this page too. Like, there's some serious. This issue is probably the most action-packed of the four, if I'm being honest. Because you're like, right? I mean, because you're like kind of getting into it. Like, you set up all this really great stuff. We get to learn about the band and the characters in the band, and then the world and everything. But like, 4 is where it really goes like, okay, all the stuff. Let's get into it. Let's dive in. And I'm not going to give away what happens, but there's a lot of good stuff to draw in this issue.
Yeah, and if you looked at the Kickstarter page, you've probably already seen the pencils of this page. So if you were concerned about that, inks, there you go. And yeah, it starts off. This is one of the first couple pages. So like Dan said, I kind of felt like we've done a lot of the Taki, which I've joked about with Dan before. That's the kind of writer I am. I do like emotional scenes and character development and all that. But there comes a time where you got to punch a werewolf, or you got to, use a magical drumstick, and that's this issue. Like you said, this is everything's come to a head, and now it's time to battle it out. So I'm glad you're having fun with it, because I know that you and I have joked a lot about that. That's what you want to do as an artist. So you know what? Here it is, a whole issue for you. and Dan has the whole issue. We thank Ryan for filling in for some key scenes, but we're back to like issue 1. This is 100% Dan Doherty. He is the co-creator, so he needs to be front to back in this issue.
I'm having fun with it. I think it's great.
Yeah, well, and we have somebody waiting in the green room. I just kind of wanted to bring someone else who also has a live campaign going right now, who I've been excited to get to know through some of our groups. So
cool.
We'll bring in Carissa Grant to the stream.
Hi.
Hello, Carissa. Welcome to the unnamed, unofficial show that happens when I feel like it. .com/part-time comics.
That sounds awesome. I like it.
So Dan, meet Carissa. Chris and I met through some mutual friends, Facebook groups. A lot of, as Dan knows, a lot of comic creation is commiseration and collaboration, and I've been enjoying getting to know Carissa. She has a great book, and actually, Carissa, you should post the link in the in either the StreamYard chat so I can share it with the.
I don't think I can do that. It doesn't let me. It doesn't let me post that. Oh, I can send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
Okay.
And I was telling Carissa, and we'll get into it with her. I've been doing this a long time. Dan's been doing this a long time. This is 15 Kickstarters, I think, for me. A couple of Indiegogos, a couple of Dan and I did a chip-in together for Banthology 1 100 years ago. That site is long since gone. So yeah, we've been through it, but I'm always excited at whatever point I'm at in my career. I'm always excited to meet newer creators, and Carissa has just been very outspoken in a Facebook chat group that we have.
She talks talkative and nonstop annoying, but that's
that's exactly what I mean. 100%. She's just a complete maniac. She wears her heart on her sleeve, and again, you were not only just because you have a live campaign, but you were one of the first people I wanted to talk to, because
thanks.
People helped me early on, and I like to help people as I go too. And it's nice to be in a group with you and other people who are just, so helpful to each other. And it's been nice to see you grow so quickly. So tell us a little bit about your campaign and talk a little bit about your journey here, because again, you've been through a lot in the last 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, 7 months. So none of this was planned. I was a role player, and I role played as Claire Redfield from Resident Evil for 15 years. And I had this story that I wanted to do for 11 of those years, and I just did not want to give the story away. And I met somebody, my co-writer on roleplayer.me, and I asked her to take a role that I've been holding on to for 11 years. And she said she never takes a role. And she said, yeah, she'll take it. So we wrote nonstop for 2 years. And then I was like, we have like 11 novels. So she's like, no, I don't. Didn't know that. So we're going to release it as a novel, as novels, but we wrote it in role play format. So we decided that it just wouldn't work out. An editor said you'd have to like smush the story and cut it in half. And we didn't want to ruin the story for anything. So I decided to print it on our own as like a novel from like lulus.com. And I went to find an artist to do a cover. And I said, these are all too cartoony. Do you want cartoony? Or do you want realistic? And she said, cartoony's fine. And then like a light bulb went off. And I was like, hey, want to do a comic book? And she's like, okay. And then I jumped into it with no knowledge or anything. So that was great. And then so last October, we decided to release one of them. And the artist kind of screwed us over. So that did not work out for us. But then thanks to that happening, we found the artist that we have now. And it was definitely worth losing the thousands of dollars we did. And now we have a comic book that I'm incredibly obsessed with. In 7 months, this is our 5th issue we're releasing. And there's already there's 45 written, so it's a crazy long. It's a complete series for this. And my artist is crazy fast. So this is his first paid job, and this is my first comic book. So we're kind of growing together, hopefully. And the comic book is pretty much Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Supernatural and Silent Hill in the Resident Evil world. And your Kickstarter's at the bottom of my page too.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
So
we'll get you a shout out in ours soon. But yeah, if for anybody who's not familiar, here it is. Redemption.
Yeah.
Again, issue 5. Dan and I have been working tirelessly for 3 years and only have 4 issues. So again, obviously we're doing something wrong here.
Yeah. Well, and they're not short books either. Like I think this is my shortest, which is 24 pages, but the other ones were 28 to 36. So, and the next I tried to keep it at 28, but it's very difficult. So I think that book 2 is mostly 28 pages, but this issue 7 is getting started next week, and that's like 40 pages. So
yeah, and I think that a lot of people need to embrace that. Comics, fit it to the story. Now, of course, we understand artist prices, cost of printing, all that goes up. If you got to pay a colorist too, everything goes up. So don't be silly. I certainly did comics early on where 40 pages. It was just too much, and they ended up not getting done for a lot of reasons. So I think it's okay, but a lot of people stick around 20 to 24 pages, and that's fine too. But again, if you get to a scene and you're like, you know what, this scene really needs 2 more pages, that's the great thing about comics. You can make it, especially self-published. You can do whatever you want. If you want a comic that's all splash pages, do it. If people like it, if you want a comic that has more prose in it, do it. Again, maybe somebody coming in like you who isn't focused on these quote unquote rules that we've heard for years. It helps the story. I feel like it. And again,
yeah, we kind of break a lot of it's trickier because we wrote everything in novel form, so we kind of know where we want to stop each issue, like you said. So if there's 3 more pages, then we add 3 more pages, and we don't like things to be too crowded. Like we could cut down the panels. Originally I had 6 panels, but I changed it to 3 to 4 because my artist is really big on, he's really great at paneling. So he kind of just does his own thing, and he's so good at it. I mean, it's just amazing the stories he can tell. So I just let him kind of do his thing. So yeah, it cost more. Like it probably, if I went with a traditional artist that just listened to what I said, which I'm glad he doesn't, but if he did listen to what I said, it would probably be 24 or 25 issues. But no, we're about 45. Because we just wanted to not leave anything out, and we wanted to show it's all action. I think there's like 4 pages, and I think they're all in this book, this issue, that they kind of finally get to talk to each other, but and kiss apparently, but and then get attacked like 4 seconds later. But it's nonstop action. I mean, they're fighting zombies and hellhounds and zombie mermen and ghosts and Anubis and people. And
who is your co-creator?
No, well, my co-writer is Jessica, JC, which is listed there. So the little weird thing about our story is this is probably the first time, or I'm sure there's other ones out there, but this is one of the rare times that 2 different people write the 2 different characters. So I never write for the demon descendant Draven. That's all her. And then I write for the angel Seraphina. So these 2 characters are completely different personalities. Seraphina talks nonstop and thinks very little, like me, and Draven, like her, thinks we have thought bubbles because he thinks all the time and rarely talks. So the personalities are just completely different because we're completely different. So,
and who's your art team?
So Jonas DaCosta, he does everything. He does the line work, the penciling, the coloring, the lettering, all that fun stuff. I
run into a similar issue. I like the 5 and 6 panel pages, and sometimes it's good to work with an artist who will tell you, he don't tell me nothing.
He don't listen to me.
And that's what I mean. That too, like, right? Sometimes Dan will turn in a page and it's like, okay, he expanded this panel, he did this. You trust your artist to make it work.
We butt heads on the first issue we worked with. He came in during issue 2, and we butt heads so badly. And then my husband's like, you're stressing out. You need to get a new artist. It's like, no, he's the artist. He's the only one that draws like he's supposed to, like they look. I just have to figure it out how to make it work. And thank you. That's when I was like, I have to compromise. And that's when I lowered my pages, my panels, to let him do his thing, because he had a vision that I didn't understand because I have no idea what I'm doing. And then he didn't really know what he's doing, but he had this vision. And so it was kind of like, all right, listen, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to lower the panels. And if you need more pages, you do those for free and I'll pay you to print them. And then we'll get the story. And that's kind of what happened. So he's not really he's a paid artist, but he's not just a paid artist. He's part of the team, Yeah. And I mean, he's obsessed with the story, just like maybe not as much as us, but like he went away for vacation, and 2 weeks in, he was like, I really miss drawing the story. I can't wait to get back to it. I was like, nice. Yeah, we miss having pages. You got to hurry up and get home. But yeah. These issues have our version of vampires. We have a subspecies called clotters, and their heartbeats every 6 hours, mostly because we didn't like that vampires would bleed and they had no heartbeat. So I had to put that stupid logic in there. But it also makes them stronger because their blood is thicker. It's grosser when you cut them because it's a little bit thicker blood. Nice. But also when they taste your blood or they bite you, they can actually track you anywhere you go, like a homing beacon. And if you kill one of them, the entire family will come after you and not stop until you die. So pretty much that's what happens in these couple of issues. That's they kill one, and now they have to go hunt the entire family down. And they don't know if there's 5 of them or 50 or 500. So that's their goal, to do that. Yeah, and there's stuff behind the scenes that people don't really know about because they're stuck in this town that's merging with hell. And so they're trying to get out of the town while dealing with all of this crap. And it's and for anyone that asks me why it's called Worthy Chaos, it's actually her. She's an angel descendant and everything's attracted to her. Everything evil is attracted to her. So she always feels like a burden because everything causes so much trouble. And he just always says she's worth it. So she's the Worthy Chaos. So which I love. But
Nice. Yeah. Thanks for the rundown. It's great to talk to you about the series. Obviously, you're 5 issues in, so you have all the issues. People can catch up on the series.
Yeah, I also, because a lot of new people come in, you could buy actually issue 1 as a PDF or as a tier, or 1 printed as a PDF or printed. So people coming in can just get 1 if they want, or they can get 5, or they can get a catch-up tier. And also all of our back issues and variants are in our as a add-ons.
Nice.
So yeah, so a couple of people will buy like a PDF 1 and then add on 2 or 3. If they don't want to get the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. I was just saying with Dan, we have a lot of people excited now. They kind of, as I announced, this is like the end of the first arc, so people are kind of catching up. But that sometimes creates logistical issues, with the number of issues you have, and thankfully I work with some pretty good short run printers. But yeah, sometimes it's hard. You go to a campaign and they can't offer that, right? They only have issue 7 through 9, and then you got to get a trade or something. But always good to have it all available,
we release every other month right now. So 5's releasing now, obviously. 6 is already done, and it's getting released August 15th. And then this arch ends in October with issue 7, which is 40 pages long because I had to finish the arc. So book 1 will be released in October too. So that helps. And then book 2 starts in January 23rd. If we are, if we can. And we do have an add-on in this one that you can be drawn in as a zombie, and you could for issue 8, and you could stagger on as a zombie, or you get to pick your method of demise. Which at the convention people had some really crazy ideas, so I don't know what they're smoking, but one's like they want to internally combust, which I'm like, well, you're a decomposing body, so that could happen. But yeah, so we also have metal tiers for the metal covers for the first time for that variant right there, B, which I love.
At Part-Time Comics, we love our metal covers. They've done really well for us. I should also mention for anyone listening, Dan's metal cover from the last issue, because we always, after I get the issues printed, then I do the metal covers. So it's kind of weird. So it's actually the last issue you get. So.
Oh, actually, I did that too. I did.
Nice.
But I did issue 4 as an add-on. You can get that, or you can order a whole metal tier, which is called the Heavy Metal Lovers tier.
That's me.
And you said something, and now I forgot what it was. Damn it! You were talking about something with him before I came on, and I was thinking, yeah, that's me too. And now I can't remember what the thing is. So that's gonna drive me crazy. And as soon as this is over, I'm gonna be like, It's fine. That's what it was.
We'll jump back on. You can say it then. But yeah, and Carissa's also, she's got statues. I know she was very excited about that. She's been showing them off. So please, plushies, all kinds of. There's the Heavy Metal Lovers. Issue 1 through 5. We love our metal covers. I believe you're getting them through Ready Comics. Is that right?
Yep.
Ready Comics. What I've seen from yours and other people, great. We use fairy photography, but the metal cover is so cool. Something I never really thought about until I picked one up at a convention, and I was like, oh my god, I have a heavy metal comic. I need heavy metal covers.
I never even knew it was a thing.
People love them, man. People go crazy for them. They're really cool.
Yeah, I love it now. I want to get all the other ones, the whole back thing and metal covers, because they're just so cool, and I just had not expected them to be so incredibly awesome. So
they are cool.
I know what it was. You said people are buying the same books that they already have, and I had that happen where I was like, do you know that you bought these already? Like you just bought 1 through 5. You've been here through 1 through 5. You have all of 1 through 5. And they're like, yeah, it's all good. And I was like, all right, I don't want to stop you. I want my money. But the last campaign that happened, but they didn't mean to do it. And they were like, I think 3 people bought issue 1 again. And I was like, did you mean to buy issue 1? Or did you mean to buy issue 4? And they're like, oh, I meant 4. And I was like, that's what I thought. So it goes both ways, I guess.
Nice. Do you have a picture of the statue on here?
Yeah, if you go down, it's a long, you got to go all the way down. This is a nice, long, and annoying scroll. These are small pictures of it. If you go down further, there's big pictures, and there's also videos. There's videos of the metal covers, the metal trading cards, and the all the statues. There's 4 statues. Yeah. There's cute, angry Anubis. There's tall Anubis. There's Syrah and Draven together, and then there's a zombie merman.
zoom in a little.
There you go. That's the zombie merman right there, and the plushie zombie merman right there too. And they're all handmade. I have an artist, clay artist that I've been working with weirdly for 4 years. So he made the people one. He hates the people. So this is the last one that's there's only ever going to be the one people one because he just hates it so much.
Wow, that's funny. You got that's good information, people. You get the very last ever made by this.
Yeah, there's only 2
That's
made.
cool.
I have one, and then that's it. He's I have one for me, of course, because I buy merch for myself. And then there's that one.
Of
Really.
course,
So,
that's part of the problem with
yeah.
funding comics is I end up always I have to keep the collection for myself. Like I have my versions of the metal covers here.
Yeah. Yeah.
People haven't seen these. They're always hard to videotape, but they are super cool, especially the colors.
Yeah.
Just look insane, and Dan's issues coming out very soon.
It's awesome.
I love Dan. I saw Dan's page with the werewolf. That looks phenomenal.
Can't wait.
That's amazing. Yeah. I have
awesome.
everyone asked me why I have so much merch, and I told them because this is everything I wanted, and now it's tax deductible offering it to you. like I have my plushie Anubis, I have the plushie zombie merman, and then this is for next campaign is the skeleton birds. So it's all for me, and then I just buy one for you guys. So there's only one. If you love Anubis, someone just said they love Anubis. He's amazing in this. He's the best character. He plays fetch with a hellhound in issue 4. And he looks like he's bad, but if you look on Seraphina's The Angel of the Father, he has a remote control, which he always has in his hand. He's actually using the remote control to control Anubis, and Anubis will start fighting against it, and then eventually, hopefully, he'll be on their side. But
nice. I did get I try to limit the merch too, because like you said, you end up keeping it for yourself, and then so I'm trying not to, but we do got the iron-on patches. We have stickers. This is the first time we offered the glow-in-the-dark drumsticks. Those are actually sold out now, so sorry.
That's awesome.
Carissa, if you were looking forward to backing. Signed by Dan and I drove to Dan's house.
My husband's a drummer, so you should have told me about those.
Oh, sorry. And I was so shocked. The sticks I used to record the intro video, somebody bought those, so that was crazy to me. Like,
I have a song that was created for ours that my husband did the lyrics for and the drumming for. So it is an add-on. The song, I think it's like $4 to download the song, both an instrumental and vocal. But you guys should do a song for us so we can have another song, because they're re-recording it in July, I think. But
I think if the trade paperback does well, I'm going to make Dan do like a insane stretch goal. Like if it does like 10,000, he and I have to record a song together. Because Dan plays guitar and sings. I play drums, so we could probably. Yeah, we should probably do that, huh?
Yeah. My husband is amazing. He's doing he's on the treadmill now, but he does he's in Permissible Indulgence. It's him and his cousin, and they came out like the most awesomest music. And they were like, your music isn't exactly our type of music. But it came out so well, and everyone loves it. And it's actually the video that I have there. The background music is the music from the song.
Nice. That's really cool.
And the easiest
now,
way.
Mike is saying he's excited. Yes, the song. Mike, you have never. Well, I guess on the intro video to the Kickstarter, but my drum is a little rusty. Okay, so I'm not promising you much. Dan could, I'm sure, is an amazing songwriter and has multiple albums to his credit, and does cover shows and stuff. So he could probably carry the song, but I wouldn't. I don't want to hype it up too much. Braden's in the chat. He plays bass. Braden, you could be in our band. We're ready to go.
That. Yeah,
we're starting a band up. Look at that.
Yeah, you've got to have a band, man.
Well, going back to the merch, Dan and I got actually an estimate. We have our amazing character Argyle the Arachnigator in here that people went crazy for last issue. And I did get a quote for plushies. Okay, it wasn't as much as I thought. So I don't want to promise anything, but people watching, especially Mike Wolf, our amazing super fan, always one of the first and biggest backers we have. You may see one of those in the future. But again, I have a hard time because I end up investing in the merch, and then that not only it takes away time from what you're producing, but then your budget and all that. So I try not to go too crazy.
And they're harder to ship. That's
and
the
they're a
annoying
pain in
part.
the ass to ship. Like the drumsticks I put off until now because of that, because they're almost 16 inches long, and it's gonna be such a pain in the ass to ship. But
yeah, I mean, I love merch, but I probably won't be getting much more. I have my Hellhounds being made. These are all handmade, but if
That's
it
cool.
ever became popular, Anubis would be the one that I commercially release. So I'm probably going to do that next year if we actually do get into further,
Nice.
I'm determined to at least do book 3 because I love all of them and they get better as they go. But book 3 is Resident Evil 2, and that's like my favorite. So that's the whole reason I started writing, was because I played Resident Evil 2 and I wanted to be Claire. So
Oh, that's great. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite ever.
someone just popped in behind you.
There's a tiny version of myself running around here. Say hello to the people of the internet. All right. Goodbye. But no, yeah, Brody, that's my son Brody. He likes to watch talk about Drumsticks of Doom
Yeah.
and what's going on in the books. I won't let him read some of my books because they're a little more adult, but Drumsticks of Doom is fine. So.
I get asked that at conventions, like, what's it rated? And I was like, I curse a lot and there's a lot of gore. Yeah, so, and I was like, then what do you want? It's like, is there any nudity? No, there's no nudity. Okay. I'm like, okay.
I remember one time I was at a convention in Indiana and they picked up one of my books, our books, Bulletproof Chicken, and it's very R-rated. And I said, oh, a kid picked it up. It looked like he was about 10 or 12. I said, that's not really for kids. And the mom looked at me. I said, there's a lot of swears. And she said, yeah, he hears worse at home. And she bought the book. So
there was someone at ours that the guy kept saying to the kid, do you want it? Because he loved Anubis.
Parents know. I mean,
and the kid kept saying, no, it's okay. And he goes, well, screw that, I want him. And he bought all of them. And I was like, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to
parents.
complain. No. I loved it. But at least mine's pretty easy to find on Kickstarter, at least. I just tell everyone to search Worthy Chaos, and we're the only thing that pops up. So it makes it so much easier. But then all the algorithms are like, oh, search, free search, the first search of. So I have no idea where anyone comes from because everyone just goes and search Worthy Chaos. So I'm kind of curious
good,
where they come from.
Make your stuff easy to find. That's a good tip for early people.
Yeah. I know we suck at games.
One of my other tips that I usually give people early on is start small. You've obviously skipped past that step, so I won't even say that to you. You proved me wrong. You know what? Sometimes you just dive in head first and you see if you come out the other end. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I had read when I already hired an artist and I wrote the script. The first thing I saw on what not to do as a new comic creator, and said only start with 4 pages, or don't try big. And when I first wrote my script, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I gave it to the letter, and the letter was like, did you want to see any of the art, or did you just want all dialogue? Like,
Classic.
Whoops. So my first script actually wound up being like 3 because I cut it way down. So yeah.
Nice.
So live and learn, I suppose. But then look at that, I had 3 already.
There you go. Easy work.
Yeah. So I'm still converting them. I'm up to issue 18 out of the 45, so I'm getting there. But
nice.
Yeah. Well, then I get all into it, and then I start reading, and I was like, wait, I'm supposed to be doing something. And I'm still writing. Like I wrote 15,000 words last week, and we hit our 1 million words on the story. So we have that.
Wow, prolific. I haven't written a page in weeks.
Well, we write dearly. Like when you asked me to come on, I was in the middle of a chapter that's I'm only 3,000 words in, so I just started. But yeah, I mean, I still write constantly every day. I write. We have 5 novels for this one, which is about 7 to 10 issues each, and then we just finished 5 novels for the spinoff. And I'm on the first chapter of book 1 on the spinoff series 2. So
wow.
And my artist got all upset because I said, I really wish you could do the spinoff. He goes, why can't I? And I was like, I have 45 issues.
He's a glutton for punishment. Sign him up.
I was like, we have 45 issues. You could do 7 a year. And then I think I'm 7 issues into series 2 of Redemption. So I'm like, you're set for the rest of your life until you get sick of the story. So he's like, oh, no.
Well, I appreciate you. I know it was kind of last minute. Again, I just kind of intended to jump on
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. That was like because my 7 o'clock bailed on me. So
No, I appreciate it. It's again, you're somebody in the groups. I know you joke. You're loud, you're annoying, you're in there, but you're interested, you're sharing, you're asking questions. That's what the groups that I'm in are for, and it's again just nice to see somebody again. So fun to hear your journey, how you just kind of did the opposite of what everyone tells you. You jumped in. Here you are. So for people who don't know, where can they find you on the internet? What social medias are you on? Do you want people to find you on the internet? I don't know. Where's the best way to find your stuff?
I'll talk to anybody. I'm the kind of kid that almost got kidnapped like 3 times. So yeah, you can all find me on the internet. I'm on at worthy_chaos for Twitter, which we have about 5,000 followers. And then I'm on Facebook as Carissa Grant. But we have a Worthy Chaos group, which is pretty cool. We started it 4 weeks ago, and I think we're almost to 600 members. And we pretty much will show pages and rewards and stuff. And then of course my Kickstarter, which is Worthy Chaos. Just search Worthy Chaos and it'll pop up. And I think there's like 24 days left because I close whenever I want. So I just picked a day. I had the day off. So we close on like a random Monday. But yeah. So yeah, well, that's where I am.
Thank you again so much for jumping on. We're going to wrap up here. And I'll be talking to you in the groups and we'll talk again.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate it. Bye guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Right. So that's Carissa. We thank her for coming on. Again, she's somebody I've been getting to know in these Facebook groups. And again, it's always, as the grizzled old veteran, it's always nice to talk to people who are young and excited about comics again. It gets you excited. So
a young blood. That's good.
Young blood. Yeah, and I got to talk to you.
Let's not forget, we're doing something cool.
We are doing something cool.
Yeah, talk to me.
Talk to you. No, I got to talk to you, Matt Collender of Banthology fame. He he helped me with some video editing for this one, so we thank him for that. The song in the video is by Don Cardenas. He also helped with some editing, and my friend Rich Johansson did the intro to the video. So couldn't have done it without them. It's such a pain, but Matt actually does animation and wants to do like a short animated thing that we can use as like a trailer. So we may email you about. He said he doesn't want you to have to like redraw panels, but he might need to like if he moves like an arm, you got to flesh out under the arm. So he was going to talk to you about if that'll work down the road. I figured like maybe for the trade or something we do like he wants to do the scene of her playing drums, at the beginning. So.
Sure, that sounds awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and no,
a good time drawing this panel.
Uh-oh. He wants to show some
more stuff right
off.
now. What's the number? 2 something?
Oh, here's look at this. Yeah, we went up a little bit while we were on the air live. Yeah, over 2,000 now. 2010, only 64 backers. So again, we really appreciate it. You guys are really going hard in the paint for this this finale of Arc 1. So again, never really know what to expect.
Everyone, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to show us some where your panel progression as we wrap up here.
Yeah, that's wrong. I just love this panel, so I'm really trying to make
let me make you the feature again.
Dark.
Nice. Yeah, it's slight spoilers. Look away if you haven't read the book, but I'm sure everyone in the chat has. Yeah, you get a. Oops. Oh, we lost Dan for a second there. Too bad. Hopefully he'll sign back in. But yeah, you get a little bit more about what's going on with this demon that's been, been somehow associated with Lana, our main character. So you'll get a lot more with that in this issue, as you see there. So, well, hopefully Dan's able to sign on. But I thank everybody for hanging out in the chat. Really appreciate everybody being excited. Again, day one is super important. The first 48 hours goes a long way in these books. This is a little bit higher of a goal. We haven't I think this is maybe only the second book I've ever launched at this high of a goal. The last one being, the last Drumsticks with Depowered, because, we need to get our artists paid on time in a timely fashion. So we launched this one a little bit earlier than we normally do, but for good reason. We want to pay our bills on time. We know we have the pedigree to produce these books. Obviously, you've seen, this is now the 4th issue, so no worries about the book not coming out or anything like that. We'll definitely get that to you. But when you have artists working, you don't want them to always be working for back end pay. You want to get them paid, as they complete the work or before. So I really appreciate it. It's extremely helpful. Sometimes there's fatigue with these things when you see a company just continue to pump out these Kickstarters, but it really is a great way to engage with fans and get our books out there. So we really do appreciate it. It looks like Dan probably lost internet connection, but that's okay. We probably need to wrap up. I just wanted to I intended to jump on here and just say thank you. Yes, the Drumsticks of Doom Army for life, and that's a great way to wrap it up. One of our undying supporters, Mike. We really appreciate it. We should also mention, and before I wrap up, and this will go out in an update as well, but did want to mention to everybody here as I pull this up, we have a sponsor already for this issue, thanks to Mike. And I want to talk about that a little bit. So let me share my screen with you one more time. All right. So yeah, we have the unfortunate events of Sigor the Witch. A little bit hard to see the website here, but go to paragon-unity.com. Oops, let me shrink Mike's thing here. Go to paragon.unity.com or Paragon Unity on Instagram, Paragon_Unity on Twitter, Paragon Unity, I believe, on YouTube, it looks like, because they are the sponsor for this book. This ad will be in Drumsticks of Doom 4. This actually was backed with Drumsticks of Doom 3, which went a huge way into getting that book with Depowered 2 over the line. So we really thank our sponsors. We literally can't produce the books without people like them. So we thank them. Again, we got in touch through another amazing supporter, Mike, and we wanted to thank them. This will be going out on our social media as well, but did want to shout them out today. We also had another backer in the book. Let me pull that up real quick from the last book. So yes, check out The Unfortunate Events of Sigora the Witch. I actually, it was funded on Kickstarter, but you'd have to go to the website. I actually don't have the copy editing about the when the next release is or the schedule for that. So we'll have to direct you to their site for that. And let me find the other awesome supporter. We have Lori with the Origami Owl. These are just a small sample of Lori McDonald's products. We thank her so much for her support. She's another small business supporting a small business. So again, through another peer, we don't do this stuff alone. Nobody does this alone. I mentioned all the help we had with creating the book, even the video. I had, 3 close friends that helped. Everything helps. And for another small business to plunk down their hard-earned cash and to do advertising, it means a lot. So my.thinkgoodness.com/Lori McDonald. We thank everybody for hanging in for this whole stream. It went a little bit longer than we thought, but I did want to shout out all these amazing people that literally, again, without them, the books would not exist. So thank you, Lori. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. More to come. Again, unfortunately, the sticks have sold out. All of them are gone, but we still have amazing tiers. We have our awesome back issues. Here's the just produced. If you didn't get these yet, these are available on our store, or you can get them through the Kickstarter. And we, of course, have our amazing metal covers. and of course, all our other part-time comics books. Here's just a small sample of them. So we do appreciate it, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Say goodbye to the internet, son. Bye.